Chief, always glad to have you with us. Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year to you guys as well. I'm glad to be here.
I'm sorry to say that we have to start off on a sober note. There was another homicide in Cambridge recently, and I wanted to know if you could give us some details about the circumstances and what it represents beyond the crime itself.
Yeah, this homicide ends up to be a little different than the previous homicides that we had occur throughout the year. The two other homicides. This resulted in a situation between two male parties where there was actually the subject that was shot and killed was actually breaking into a home, assaulted the another subject with a handgun. And turns out this is going to be a justifiable homicide. That's how it's considered in our police, data as we track the data. I'm certainly sorry to see anybody, succumb to injuries due to violence, but it appears that there will be no charges faced with this homicide.
Okay, well, that raises a question of, for members of the community, you mentioned that there have been some previous homicides in Cambridge and this most recent one, but I guess it sounds like it's going to be self-defense and no charges brought, is what it sounds like. How do people track the incidents of crime here and compare and contrast, what's going on in different categories of criminal activity in the town last year, this month, last month? Is there data like that that's presented anywhere that we can go to?
Yes, that's a great question, and I'm really glad you asked that. One of the more exciting things that we are working on for our end of the year 23, getting our annual report out, is our data technology that we worked hard on, say, the last 6 months of this year. And as we move into 24, there'll be more things that we add and go forth. But I think when you look back at my 2022 annual report and you look at this year's when it comes out, hopefully within the next week or two, you're going to see a big difference. You're going to be able to see graphs that compare crime numbers, part one crimes such as homicides, robberies, aggressive assaults, burglaries. You'll be able to see those categories where they were and where we are this year compared to last year. And I look forward to being able to keep that going. We put our monthly reports every other month. We put our reports on the website, choosecambridge.com. So that's on there as well. But I think you're going to see a big difference in how our data-driven technology is able to show the public exactly what's going on crime-wise, right down to traffic accidents going on within the city. We're able to track all that and be able to get it out at a much quicker rate than we have been in years prior.
I guess I'm kind of curious. Do you find that there's some seasonality to the data? Is winter more challenging than summer or vice versa?
Usually when the weather gets warm, from every crime, from juvenile crime to adult crimes, people are out and about. So the crime trends seem to go higher during the warmer months, say April through October. You start to see a little bit of decline, usually in the colder months. Around the holidays, you can get a spike in thefts and such things as that nature. But that's what we've been seeing in the past few years anyway.
I wonder if you could talk to us for a minute about community policing. In discussing this with friends and neighbors, there seems to be some ambiguities about exactly what is community policing. Is it just the return to the days of the officer on the beat that you see them in your neighborhood and near the retail establishments, or is there a much different approach that underpins what we call community policing today that I know you're working hard at?
Yeah, community policing goes back many, many years ago. I mean, there was community policing, there was DARE programs, things of that nature. Community policing has conformed into, something much bigger. as time is going on and through many police trainings and much research that has been done about law enforcement and policing in big cities, small cities, you learn that you're not going to arrest your way out of problems. Once you have the problem, there has to be solutions. The crimes that are being committed in certain cities compared to others, there's reason for it, impoverished neighborhoods, such things as that. So a police department's part of your job is to learning to be a part of that community and dealing with those issues firsthand and how to help support the community as it faces those challenges and issues to get better. And that's what community-oriented policing is. Yes, we still go into the schools. We have a school resource officer, but it's actually being out and being in the community, being seen on the street, interacting with the community members. We actually are starting February 1st. Due to our manpower numbers starting to slowly climb back to where we want them to be, we have what we're calling a PACE team. And it's a proactive community engagement unit. And those officers that are on that unit are going to be out in the high crime neighborhoods, out on the street, talking to individuals, being present, and really trying to help prevent crime. As we move through 2024, patrolling with purpose, we're going to take heat maps. We're going to see where the crimes are occurring, and we're going to change with it. We're going to target the neighborhoods that we know our crimes are occurring. We're going to, keep a close eye on our target offenders who are committing these crimes and harassing their neighborhoods. And that's all part of community-oriented policing. It's not just, showing up and being a part and serving, ice cream on a hot day. Every officer needs to be community-oriented and know their community and the people in it.
Is there any other highlights for this month that you'd like to make sure that the community knows about? I know we're also heading into a legislative session in Annapolis with some major issues coming up.
With staffing coming up, as you've indicated, hopefully now you're up in maybe the 40s again. Is there a notion of once again staffing substations around the communities? I know when I got here, there was a police substation up the street here on Chop Tank that was opposite the laundromat that had been an issue in days gone by. It hasn't been lately, but that substation disappeared probably with the staffing shortfalls, and there was a substation. Is there still over in the Greenwood projects, things of that sort?
Yes, we have our substation. We have one on Pine Street, 615 Pine Street. That's our next hub over. But we also just reopened years ago. There used to be out on Greenwood and Cosby a substation, but we just reopened one at the Altair Apartments. We actually took an apartment and we have a substation in there that we will be utilizing heavily. As that is one of our high crime micro zones where we're seeing you can walk to either location, north, south, to east, or west from there. And really a lot of our shootings and a lot of our aggressive assaults and crimes are coming out of that area. So that's one of our main focuses this year, is to make sure that, our officers are in those areas where those crimes are occurring. And I think, substations and stuff like that are needed. The community that are living, residents that are living in entire crime neighborhoods need to know that the police are there. The community needs to know that, we've made progress throughout 2023. We went from 7 homicides in 22 to 3 this in 2023 total. Burglaries are down. Aggressive assaults are down in numbers. Those numbers will be coming out with our annual report. I don't say that to say that's success by any means, but I say that to say that, I've seen a lot of people come to the table throughout the year to step up to the plate and really trying to make a difference in our community. And the police cannot do it alone. It takes the community as a whole, and we have to keep our foot on the gas and keep moving forward. Legislature. I'm real curious on how that's going to play out. Things need to be changed in that bill, that the juvenile reform bill. And I'm really hopeful that we'll make some headway with that as the legislative session moves forward and some positive changes are made. I don't believe the bill's going to go away, but I think some changes can be made that will at least help law enforcement and other agencies to help provide resources that are needed for our young youth. Taking guns off the street. We just took a gun off the street of a 15-year-old just this past weekend. That's the things that we need to be cognizant about as a community, and look to keep working together to help solve some of these problems and issues.
Well, I think we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much, Chief. We will see you next month.